555 795 now to order and experience Desi Restaurant's flavors.
Peterborough's community radio station, Salam Radio, 106.2 FM.
Assalamu alaikum, good evening. You listen to Salam Radio 106.2 FM. I'm your host for the next hour, Shaz Nawaz, and I have with me in the studio
Kieron Bateman. Salam alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Kieron, how are you?
I'm all good. All the better for having been here.
Always nice to have you here.
I enjoy coming here. It's highlight of my week.
Well, you make a special effort.
Every week.
And we appreciate it.
I appreciate being here. How are you this week?
Very good, thank you, yeah. And pleased to be back, because obviously last week was Eid, so took a day off.
A day? Yeah.
Yeah, a whole day. Yeah.
A whole, when, was it a whole 24 hours?
A few phone calls, a few messages. Yeah.
So it was about 6 hours, yeah? You had 6 hours off?
4 and a bit, yeah.
Yeah.
4 hours and a minute, which is more than half.
Yeah. It's more than you normally get.
Yeah. Well, it's been nice weather today, isn't it?
It's been beautiful weather today. I wish I'd seen it.
Good. Don't stay indoors, to go and do some gardening. And you've got a day off today.
I do have a day off today.
What's wrong with you? You're lazy, aren't you?
Well, I am getting lazy. I had a few invoices to write out. I had a few bits of admin paperwork to do.
Money coming in.
Yeah. All about the cash flow.
So it's not really a day off, it's a money counting money.
Yeah. It's an admin day. Because you know what?
Financial admin, not just any other admin.
Yeah. Well, you know what it's like. You've got all these things to send out to people, and then you're like, oh, I should probably do that. Otherwise, they're not going to pay me.
I get that every week.
Yeah.
You haven't invoiced me, so it's on its way.
Don't worry, it's on its way.
Yeah. In fact, I did that first thing today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the right day for it then.
It helps.
It helps, yeah.
The end of the month, salaries to pay, rent to pay. You know?
Yeah. All too well.
Yeah. We're in the same boat.
Yeah, we are. It's always an expensive part of the month.
It is, isn't it? As always, we appreciate your interaction, your messages, your questions. And to do that, you can call us on 01733 602 133, although the phone doesn't ring much nowadays. However, you can text us on 07411 191062, or comment on any of the live streams on Facebook, YouTube, X, or Twitch, which are obviously more popular. Yeah. And people get their questions across. And as you know, we always answer every single question.
As much as we can, yeah. As deeply as we can.
Absolutely. So please do interact. It can help you with your learning. And it also keeps us on our toes to make sure that we answer all your questions.
Absolutely.
On that note, this week on Wealth Made Simple, we're talking about how you can get rich or richer, or why some people don't ever become wealthy.
Yep. It's an interesting one because, I mean, if you go back and listen to our previous shows, we talk about, wealth generation, how to do wealth generation, the secrets behind wealth generation. All of these really good things.
Yeah.
And you might be forgiven for well, if it's so easy, guys, why aren't there more rich people? Why is the wealth still limited to so few? And I find that fascinating for two reasons. One, I think there are more wealthy people than you are aware of, and when you start talking about business and you start elevating your game and you start talking to people about where you want to grow, what you want to do, what you want to invest in, how you want to do this, which businesses you're at, suddenly so many doors open up for people that you had no idea had a degree of wealth behind them, because they just don't shout about it. They're quietly wealthy. It's like that. Yeah. Would you rather be famous or wealthy?
Wealthy every day of the week.
Every day. I'd rather be completely unknown but ridiculously wealthy. I mean, granted, you get to a certain level of wealth and you can't help but be famous because you go onto the Forbes 500 rich list. Things like that. So it becomes impossible to be unknown.
Or you become very well known, i.e. famous, and you realize I'm broke. How do I now use my celebrity
to become wealthy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But
They both end up in the same place in a roundabout way.
in a roundabout way, yeah.
In terms of financial wealth.
Yeah. But you'd be surprised at the number of people that you can just speak to day to day, walking around, our hometown here in Peterborough.
Mm-hmm.
You can walk around Peterborough. We know a number of very wealthy individuals in the area.
Yeah.
And when I say
there.
when I say very wealthy, I mean, roll your eyes back in your head wealthy.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't know it to see them walking.
That's right.
And I really like that. But when you start talking wealth, start talking business, start living in that world, you become the sum of the people you surround yourself with.
100%.
And you start talking to these people, you'll start finding out about these people. You'll start
It rubs
learning.
off on you, doesn't it?
And it just rubs off on you. Yeah. Absolutely it does.
Yeah.
And and that's kind of what today's show's all about is how can you get into that space, and then why don't more people get into that space?
Yeah, and wealth means different things to different people, Kieran.
Yeah, it does.
If you ask somebody what does wealth mean, some people say spending time with family, some people say being healthy.
Yeah.
But our whole basis is financial wealth.
Yes, yeah. I mean,
And that's not because we're greedy capitalists or entrepreneurs or whatever. That's because that's our expertise.
Yeah,
So you
that's-
talk about you should talk about what you know. And that's what we know, so that's what
Yeah.
we're sharing it here.
yeah, exactly. And I think, I've got a list of maybe 10 things.
1,400 different things here by the looks of it.
Yeah. I've got maybe 10 or 11 things that are really simple things you could do to generate more wealth.
Yeah.
And they'll start putting you into the circles where you need to be to generate even more wealth on top of that. These are just the beginning of the journey, if you like.
Yeah, but people make it so, just generally, so they think it's so complicated.
They do.
For different reasons. And again, we've covered this on other episodes. And it really isn't.
No. People, the biggest obstacle, the biggest obstacle, the biggest obstacle people have is themselves. They need to get out of their own way.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you've heard us say that before.
Yeah,
You've heard me say that before. Shaz has said it before.
Just do it.
Yeah, get out of your someone said to me something yesterday. In fact,
So people talk to you.
yeah, people talk to me.
Oh, that's
They
weird.
said, it must be easy to be able to just do things. Do you have any idea how difficult it is for me to get up and find the motivation to just do things? There's so much to do. I've got this to do. I've got that to do. I've got the other two. I've got this to, and I can't do all of it, so I do none of it. All right, okay. Write a
Overwhelmed.
list. Okay, I'll sit here and write the list with you. And we sat down and we wrote a list, and I was like, right, everything below option 5, cross off.
Forget it, yeah.
Forget it. We're not doing it. We're not worrying about it. They no longer exist in your mind. You don't need to care about them. These top 5 things, put them in order of importance.
And crack on.
Right, that first one, that's number 1. Okay, the rest for now, forget. Do that one thing. And that one thing was tidy the house. So if that's what you need to do to get started, great, do it.
Yeah.
It's a start.
100%.
And so it's not easy. And we're not,
It's not meant to be easy.
we're not saying it's easy, but it is simple and straightforward.
Just follow the plan.
Yes, and stick to the plan. And some days it's going to be hard, some days it's going to be really hard, and some days it's going to be easy. But the more you do it, the easier it becomes. Consistency is key here. And as it's a very American thing, standing in front of the mirror doing affirmations and going, yeah, I can do this, I am good, I am great, I am powerful. All of these
We're
things.
British. We don't do that, Kieran.
I know, but
It works. No, I mean.
from a psychological point of view, and it's something that I think is very, very key, is that when you say, when you're out with your friends, well, I'm just being dumb. Okay, your subconscious does not know the difference between a joke and being serious.
You're feeding it the wrong information, yeah.
So
Right.
feed your brain the right information to begin with. And if that means that, the only way to get that right information is for you to feel like an idiot in front of your mirror saying affirmations because, I'm going to do it because I feel like I should because it's going to help me in the long run, but I'm going to feel like an idiot doing it. Do it. If it helps, do it. And that is the simplest thing you can do is change the record. Change the record from something negative to something positive. And that'll take you 30 seconds in the morning, staring in the mirror. You don't even have to say it out loud. Say it internally to yourself. Change the record, and you'll start changing. And I promise you, you will start seeing changes.
No, 100%, you're right. It works. And then two of the things that we've talked about. One is success leaves clues.
Yes. Every time.
So whatever you want to do, look at other people who've done it. And when you look at their journey, you'll see the hardship that they've had,
Yes.
which puts things into perspective.
Yeah.
And the second thing is very simple, as you said, just get out of your own way and just do stuff. Because if you're doing stuff, even if you get it wrong, and again, we've talked about this so many times. Tom Watson, founder of IBM, if you want to succeed, double your failure rate. Yeah, just crack on with it.
Yeah. And with things like that is, not just doubling your failure rate, not just, getting out your own way and just cracking on and doing, is understanding that you are in charge. And I think this is kind of the crux of why more people aren't wealthy, is everything is about pain and gain. If you haven't experienced enough pain to not fail, you will still allow yourself to fail.
Yeah.
Because stepping outside your comfort zone ain't easy.
No. And most of us don't enjoy it anyway.
No.
But you've got to do what you got to do.
Yeah. And I mean, there are things that I have to do on a daily, weekly, monthly basis now. I really don't enjoy doing. But you know what?
Like spending time with me.
I mean, that's in the list somewhere. I'm not going to tell you it. No, I'm joking. But they need to be done for everything else to succeed.
Yeah.
So doesn't matter how. I am not an admin person, and when I can afford to pay someone else to do all my admin and file all of my things, then
it's gone.
You're right. That's going to be out of my life. But until I'm there, I've got to do it. It's got to be me because no one else will do it for me.
Yeah.
All right, fine. I do it. And I set, like today, I set a day aside for admin, and I try and cram as much of it in that one day as I can, so I only have to do it once a week.
Yeah. But it's got to be done, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. So, except that you are going to have to do things you don't enjoy doing.
Every day isn't sunshine and rainbows.
No. But
sometimes it's just dry, wet, miserable.
Yeah.
You just crack on with it.
But you just crack on. So, simple ways of making money.
Yep.
Just on the off, freelance. Whatever job it is you do, chances are there is a way of doing it on a freelance basis.
Yeah.
And whether it's freelance accounting, whether it's freelance cleaning, whether
anything,
anything,
the gig economy.
Yeah.
Determine
what you're good at. What it is you are you in IT? Anything IT you can freelance, I guarantee it. Graphic design, cleaning,
offer those,
motoring, driving.
And at the start, as I'm not a big advocate of this, at the start, you can charge lower rates just to get your confidence going, get your credibility, your exposure going, and undercut everybody if you want to. That's not what I advocate, but it helps people get out there.
It does.
And just do it online with these online platforms and do some work. And when people give you feedback, oh, you're really good. That was really good. That was quick, efficient. Okay. Oh, on the button, things weren't right, but you fixed them quickly, and then you think, I'm really good at this.
Yeah. And on that note, I mean, I agree with you. Don't undercut the market because the market sets the rate, and nobody else in the market in your industry will thank you for undercutting them. Keep it competitive, but if you want, set the price that's within the market and then offer people a early bird discount or do it via a promotion. Don't do it via a set rate.
If you pay within 7 days, if you pay within 24 hours, if you pay up front, blah, 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 you get a discount. So there's got to be a reason for it.
Yeah, there are ways around it, ways to allow you to undercut without undercutting, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because, like I say, I mean, the industry we work in, if somebody comes to me and says, oh yeah, but somebody else will do it for half the price you'll do it for. Okay, crack on, hire them. I guarantee you they're not as good as me.
Yeah.
And it is that simple.
Which is what we talked about earlier.
But I have enough confidence in my ability in what I do that if someone says to me, how much do you charge? I charge this amount. Oh, that's more than I was expecting. Okay, well, you're paying for my experience, my expertise, my quality. You're not paying for necessarily the amount of time it's going to take me to do the job for you.
Absolutely. And it's taken you X number of years, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, however long, to get to that stage.
Yeah.
So people say to me, oh, you answered that question quickly. Yeah, but it's taken me 25 years to get to that answer.
Yeah.
So you're not paying for that 30 seconds of the answer. You're paying for the 25 years that it's taken me to get to the answer.
Yeah. You're not paying the plumber to fix the pipe. You're paying for the 20 years of experience to know where to hit the pipe.
And how hard.
Exactly. That's what stops the leak.
So there's online platforms like Upwork, Fiverr, Freelancer, others that people can sign up to.
Yeah.
Showcase their work there that they've done.
Yeah.
And if you don't have any work, just design some stuff and showcase it anyway. See, this is what I could do.
Yeah.
Don't lie about it. This is what I could do, okay? And obviously then share that on social media.
Yeah. Share it, build up a following.
And, I'd even go, Kieron, and it's going to surprise you, by the way, one step further and say, do 1 or 2 free jobs if you have to. If you have to, for friends, family, or people you got connection with. Say, let me help you out and do it, and then but in return, it's not free. In return, you can give me a testimonial if you think the work was good, or give me a testimonial based on how good the work was, good, bad, or whatever.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
share that.
Yeah.
And so therefore, you're not doing it for free. You're doing it in return for something.
Yeah.
So it's a fair exchange of value, and then share those testimonials with everybody else, and you're off to the races.
And then you're off to the races. You've already started making money. It's a very simple thing to do, but it's not easy, and it takes a bit of time to get going. But that's fine. Yeah. On the back of that, you can do some of these ideas that I'm throwing out there. You can do in tandem, doing them at the same time. If you're good enough at what you do, teach it. Online tutor groups. Teach what you know.
Tutor.com. Check tutors, VIP Kid in terms of tutoring platforms.
You can look at other people that are already doing it, see what their rates are. You can set a rate.
Sell courses.
But sell your knowledge. If you've been doing a job for 10, 15, 20 years, I guarantee that in your industry, in your niche, you're an expert.
You've got the experience.
You've got the experience to back that up.
And to start off with, share 50% or more of your knowledge free online. YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat, wherever.
Yeah. And then charge people for the other 50%, the deeper stuff.
Yep.
You can if you're into crafting, you can sell handmade goods.
Yeah.
Crafting is huge. It's massive. There are TV channels dedicated just to crafting.
Mm-hmm.
So it's there's a whole world out there of handmade, and understand that handmade, not homemade.
Yeah.
Handmade is professional, but made by hand.
Mm-hmm.
Homemade is
anybody having a go.
The macaroni picture on the fridge.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's got an emotional connection to you. It's beautiful to you.
Yeah, that's right.
But is somebody going to pay money for that? But there are plenty of, when you're selling stuff like that, handmade stuff.
Yeah.
Set up an online store, Etsy, eBay, Shopify. The list is endless.
So many options. Yeah, that's right.
And you can just start, even if it's just one product a week. All right, that's a start.
I know people make a ton of money on Amazon.
Yeah.
I think I've shared it before. I met a guy, and he said he's selling toys on Amazon. This is going back 15, 17 years. And he's buying everything from Toys R Us.
Yep.
During Christmas, because the stuff's discounted. And then putting it on Amazon for the full price. And he made him like £150,000 in the first year. Profit. Not turnover, profit.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money for most of us.
Yeah. And it took a lot of work to do. He had to go, he had to buy, he had to, but very simple method. And it's very similar to, general, Amazon drop shipping. Find a product, find a supplier, put it.
Yep.
Get Amazon to fulfill it.
Same with eBay, top.
Yeah. You never have to actually touch the product. You just fulfill it, white label it. Easy. Well, I say easy, not easy. Simple, but not easy.
And try 4 or 5 different products.
Yeah.
And
See
just buy
what works.
2 or 3 of each, and then see how you get on. And then when you get better, you can start spending money on SEO and online marketing.
Start refining it.
Okay, ads, so on and so forth. And then you're just going to add fuel to the fire in terms of it's going to launch.
Yeah. And then, if you don't want to do your own product, do affiliate marketing.
Use somebody else's, yeah.
Use somebody else's product.
No cost, low cost.
Yeah, exactly. So, there's no real, shortage of ways to now. And some of these have got, virtually no startup costs. So you can't even use the excuse, I don't have enough money to start a business. Okay. Well, do you have enough time to teach someone online, to tutor someone? If you can find time because you'll make the money. Do you have time to freelance?
Or do you have enough time to be somebody else's raving fan?
Yeah.
This stuff's really good. I've tried it. I've looked at it. Okay. And now you can buy it and then just work on a commission basis.
Yeah. Use the link that I send you. Buy it through my link. That way I get a kickback and you help me out. You help them out. Yeah. But it's a really good product. Yeah. So these things don't cost money to get into per se. They cost you time. And that's all. Stuff like, other stuff that, something that you and I are both well versed in, renting out a property. Okay, yes.
Rent, yeah.
That takes a bit of capital to get into. But you can reduce the capital it takes to get into by deal sourcing, by rent to rent, by rent to SA, rent to HMO. Before you start going into house flipping, commercial conversions, things like that. Because, let's be honest, upfront, transparent, commercial conversions ain't cheap.
No.
That's not going to be your first method.
No. And it shouldn't be your first method.
And it shouldn't be, no. Do your
Cut your teeth, yeah.
Yeah, cut your teeth. Do your time in the trenches.
Yeah.
But deal packaging, that could be a first method, because that can be no cost. Rent to rent can be low cost.
And you can cut the deal differently, as you say to a landlord.
Yeah.
You're getting £1,000 rent a month, for example, and you've got some voids and you're not happy. I'll guarantee you £1,500 a month, but you've got to spend, and for the next 3 years, for example, could be 5 years, whatever the period is, okay? Yeah. But you've got to spend £5,000 up front, because I don't have the money to spend, make it look good, I'll do the rest.
Yeah.
And most landlords say, well, if you're guaranteeing it here on a piece of paper, and there's a contract, okay, so I get £500 extra per month. Over the year, I get £6,000. Over 3 years, I've got £18,000. I've got to spend £5,000 up front. Yeah, that works for me.
Yeah. And the £13,000 better off.
For those that doesn't, move on.
Move on. And that's
your thing is not for everybody, but it is for somebody.
Yeah, and that's the other thing is don't get hung up on, well, this is the only way of doing it. There are 100 ways of doing everything, and this is a very, very short list. Let's be honest, but they are simple things you can do. Not necessarily easy, but simple things. And
to get you off the ground.
They'll just get you off the ground, and sometimes you've got to kiss 100 frogs to find the prince. So start kissing them frogs.
Every day.
Start kissing them frogs.
Yeah.
Next, what about content creation?
My favourite, yeah.
It's massive. And all you need is your mobile phone.
That's right.
Start talking to people. Start talking about things you like.
Your experiences and what's going on.
Yeah.
How you've overcome things and so on, and your opinion on whatever's newsworthy, topical, news jacking.
Well, it's like, I follow a couple of content creators that deal in tabletop games because I enjoy that content. All they're doing is talking about how to play a game, what they do when they're playing the game, what they do when they're running a game. They're talking about their passion, what they like, what they do for fun.
Online games, are they?
Online games and tabletop games.
I got to.
And I follow it on YouTube, and they're monetizing it because they've got enough followers, they've got enough content out there, they've got enough watch time for talking about something they enjoy. So it doesn't have to. And this is kind of the key point with content creation is Just talk about what you enjoy, what you love, what fascinates you, what you want to do. Just talk about you, things that you're passionate about. And you will resonate with like-minded individuals. And then you'll start building a tribe, start building a circle, start building people that like what you like, think how you think, work in the way that... And when you start getting trolls and you start getting people dislike you and hating on what you do, you're doing it right. Do more of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because not what you do is not for everyone.
I was talking to somebody the other day and they said, you know, they get some bad publicity. They said, they're not talking bad about you. They're talking bad about your position and your status and how they see you. Yeah. So if you weren't in that particular place,
they wouldn't talk about you at all.
So that means it's not personal to you.
Yeah, and one of my favourite things is, you know, when someone said this to me, oh, this person's talking bad about you behind your back. You know, they're thinking about this, they're thinking about you, they're thinking about what you're doing. My response, oh, that's nice. I don't think about them at all.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I think about where I'm going next, what I'm doing next. Yeah. I'm looking to the future.
And then talk about you if you're doing something right in my eyes.
Exactly.
Exactly right. They think you're doing it wrong because they got a different point of view. That's fine. But that's their choice.
Yeah, that's their choice.
And on that note, our first half of the episode is nearly done. Please enjoy the break and join us after the break where we're going to talk more about how you can implement things to become more wealthy. See you very shortly.
Satisfy your cravings at Ibrahimi Buffet Restaurant. Enjoy a tantalizing variety of Chinese, Italian, Pakistani and comfort food favourites from starters to desserts. Kids under 5 dine for free, so bring the whole family to our location at 63 Sycamore Avenue. Open every day from 5 p.m. till 10:30 p.m. Call us on 01733 313131 or book online to reserve your table. Ibrahimi-restaurant.co.uk. Every bite is a delight at Ibrahimi Buffet Restaurant.
Where can you get high quality and low prices? Amar Food Store and Halal Meat in Lincoln Road, Triangle is the place to go. Pay us a visit and take advantage of our special offers and great range of products on groceries, vegetables, fruits and halal meat. Also send money to Pakistan absolutely free. We have all top brands at special offers, offer free customer parking and provide a free local delivery service. Amar Food Store and Halal Meat, 613B Lincoln Road, Peterborough. Call us on 01733 687 374. High in quality, low in prices.
Masterminds Tuition Academy is for your high schoolers, your something to provers, your subject strugglers and keen learners, your brave jumpers and fist pumpers. Affordable personalised learning plans are delivered through our centres in schools across Peterborough. But not to worry, we also provide online and home visits with flexible timings. Whether it is maths, English, science or 11+, Masterminds is a must. Find us on all socials and visit our website mastermindstuitionacademy.com or call us on 07516 166 003. Masterminds, master the matrix.
Discover peace of mind with Islamic wills from W&P Legal and Mariam Khan. Expertly tailored to respect Islamic principles and UK law, ensuring your legacy is honoured. We offer tax-efficient wills, probate, lasting power of attorney and more. Trust us for a culturally sensitive estate plan. Your legacy, our priority. Call W&P Legal now on 01778 252 301.
Could you spare a few hours each month to provide support to people who are going through tough times? If so, Peterborough Samaritans are looking for volunteers who are empathetic and open-minded, and we'd love to hear from you. We run regular information sessions where you can find out more about what it means to volunteer for Samaritans. If you are at least 18 years of age and would like to know more, please email volunteer@peterboroughsamaritans.org.
Do you own a restaurant or takeaway? Cater Fair is an expert supplier of new and used commercial catering equipment. Visit caterfair.co.uk for quality equipment on sale at the lowest prices, or call us on 01733 310 115 or visit us at 11 Royce Road, Fengate, Peterborough.
Whether you visit the Berry Furniture Showroom at 78B Fengate in Peterborough or view and buy online, you'll be amazed at the quality and style you could enjoy in your home. With beds from just £299 and complete 321 sofa sets from less than £1,000, you'll also be amazed at their wholesale prices too. Plus, there's a 1-year free warranty on sofas and beds, subject to conditions. Find out more, click on Berry. That's BERRE furniture.co.uk or call 01733 300 517.
You're listening to Peterborough's community radio, Salam Radio. Salam Radio. 106.2 FM.
Assalamu alaikum and good evening. If you listen to Salam Radio on 106.2 FM, if you've rejoined after the break, thank you for coming back. If you just joined us, thank you for tuning in. This week, I'm here obviously with Kieron once again. How are you, Kieron?
I'm all good, my friend, all good.
And we're talking about a very interesting topic, but before I do that, we always welcome your participation, interaction. You can do that by calling us on 01733 602 133, text on 07411 191 062, or use any of the popular live streams on Facebook, YouTube, X, or Twitch. And this week on Wealth Made Simple, we're talking about how you can become financially wealthy, or why people don't become financially wealthy.
Yeah,
Two the same things.
Two sides of the same coin.
Yeah.
In my opinion, and I think they are they go hand in hand. You know, people don't become wealthy for the same reasons that other people become wealthy.
Yeah.
Before the break, we ran through a short list of low cost / no cost and a couple of higher priced ways that you can just utilize your existing skills without having to do anything different.
Yep.
To start generating more income, wealth, and start generating wealth. Just taking that first step. I'll just quickly run back through them. So, freelance in the job that you do. Do the job that you do in the daytime. Freelance online at another time that works for you. If you're good at what you do, teach other people how to do it.
100%. Yeah.
Because and they go very well hand in hand in the very low cost ways of doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Sell handmade goods. If you're into building, designing, creating, you can start doing that. Or if you've got a 3D printer, you can start. Yeah. Simple things like that. Drop shipping on Amazon or on Shopify or stuff like that. Affiliate links, affiliate marketing. Working with other people to promote their stuff if you don't want to do it yourself. Slightly more impactful cost, renting out a property, but you can low cost it by either deal packaging or rent to rent.
Mm-hmm.
Very, 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 very easy. Very simple, not very easy. Content creation. Just create a YouTube channel. Talk about the stuff you like. Talk about the stuff that you find interesting. Gain a following. There are many. I'm not going to put a number on it, but anything you can think of, there's a YouTube channel dedicated to it. I promise you that.
A lot of content out there.
And so moving on, start participating in online surveys. There are a lot of survey sites out there that will pay for your information, pay for you to complete these surveys. Just take 5, 10, 15, half an hour, complete a couple of surveys. It's not going to change the world for you, but it's a start.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, why not? And then, you get certain different rewards and different options on cash out, whether it's PayPal, whether it's vouchers, things like that. And that's a really easy one to do.
Mm-hmm.
After that, potentially, you can be a virtual assistant.
That works really well, doesn't it?
That works so well.
And pretty much, a lot of people ask me, where do I find a virtual assistant from, believe it or not, because they don't know where to start.
Yeah.
So if you're, and obviously I'll point them towards the platforms that you and I talked about in the first half. Just go on then and offer those services.
Yeah.
Just to make it, and different people want different things from a virtual assistant.
Yep.
Just to keep them organised on the right path, focused, help them do some admin, help them manage their diary, so on and so forth.
And a good virtual assistant can be worth their weight in gold.
Yeah.
They really can.
Absolutely.
And if you make yourself an indispensable virtual assistant,
you're on to a winner.
There is no end of people you can work for.
Yeah.
Yeah. As long as you allocate your time and sensibly, you can have 4 or 5, 6, 7 clients all paying you a premium rate for your services.
Yeah.
In your downtime. You don't even have to give up work to do this if you don't want to.
No.
Yeah. So, phenomenal.
So the question really is, why aren't more people rich? And what are the factors, be it economic, social, psychological, systemic, and others, that either stop people becoming rich or are seen as hurdles? So I think once people get to know these, they can then overcome them.
Yeah, I agree. I think the first thing, the biggest thing, the most important thing, financial education. If you're not, when I was growing up, when I moved out, I had to figure out how to do a rental agreement by myself, how to do my due diligence, how to get a loan, how to get a credit card. I was 18 when I got my first credit card. How dumb was that?
Taught all these things at school?
No. And the school generally doesn't teach these things, in my experience.
No school teaches these things.
So you leave school with no financial education other than what your parents give you. And most parents, and I am generalising here, but don't have enough of their own financial education. They teach the children what they know.
The education they give you is the life that they're living.
Yeah.
It's hard, not enough money around, just paying the bills. Money doesn't grow on trees. Okay, it's a cost of living crisis. Everything's tight. And I mean, that's their reality.
Yeah,
but
it is.
If that's what you're hearing, you're thinking there's a lot of lack of everything here.
Yeah, and that follows nicely into a abundance mindset.
So how can people become more financially educated, Kieron?
For a start, there's plenty of literacy out there online, and it's free.
Yeah, so you got YouTube videos,
online videos. A lot of banks are now helping with financial literacy.
You got books, webinars, seminars, which and some of these are free, by the way. Okay.
Yeah.
Magazines, journals.
But first things first, learn to budget.
Yeah.
Live within your means.
And the best and easiest one, by the way, which I love, and I was taught this a long time ago, is go and interview people who in your locality, in your city, in your town, in your borough, whatever, who are successful. Interview them because people love being interviewed, believe it or not.
Yeah.
You can share that interview as content and find out firsthand what they do, because there you go, success leaves clues, as you said every single time.
Learn from the people who are already doing it.
Yeah.
But don't ask people that are not financially free, because they will tell you that there's not enough money, there's not enough of this, there's not enough of that.
Yeah.
I mean, I disagree. I'm not financially free by any stretch of the imagination, but I can see that there is money everywhere.
But you're working towards it.
I'm working towards it.
You've got the education, now you're doing the implementation.
Yes, but there is money everywhere.
Yeah.
You look around, there is money everywhere. And just look at the list of things.
COVID taught us that. When the government, successive government says there's no money, there's no magic money. Do you remember?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden we're pumping in money into the economy like there's no tomorrow. And then inflation was meant to happen, wasn't it?
Oh, it was always going to happen. Economics 101. And that's the thing. But by and large, the wealthy understood exactly what was going to happen and they prepared for it.
Yes. Because they had the education.
Because they had the education behind them to see what was going to happen. Right? The masses who do not have the education, looked at it and went, "Oh, there's more money in the system. Great."
Yep.
And now I can be furloughed. I don't have to go into work. It's a scary time.
Loans,
there's
so on and so forth.
There's so on and so forth.
COVID loans, recovery loans,
and all the rest of it. and suddenly these were good tools because people didn't understand them.
Yeah.
And now inflation happens and there's a cost of living crisis and everyone's going, well, this,
Squeeze.
There's a real squeeze. I can't afford this. I can't afford that. Well, okay. This was always going to happen.
Yeah.
And there was nothing we could do about it.
100%.
That's the government's fault.
Yeah.
And the worst part is the government knew it was going to happen too.
Yeah. By that time, they wanted to support people, and
yeah, for the amount that, just sidelong in.
It's not a good idea when I'm to talk politics to me.
I know,
Especially
but
on a radio show, live radio show.
I did the maths on this. For the amount they spent on their app that didn't work, that iPhone already had existing.
Track and trace.
Yep.
23 billion, I think it was, wasn't it?
They could have given each household £10,000 in the UK to survive for 2 months. 2 months, 10 grand. You'd have been happy with that, right?
More than happy, mate.
Yep. Go sit at home. Don't go out unless you have just basic needs. Get everything delivered, and only call workers go out.
5 grand a week, a month.
Yeah, we'll give every household 10 grand, and you'd have closed down the country for 2 months, but you'd have been out of the worst of it.
Yeah.
Hindsight's a wonderful thing, and I can say that with the benefit of hindsight.
Of course you can, yeah.
I wasn't leading the country at the time, but that would have saved a lot of lives and solved a lot of problems.
I think so, yeah. Now, alongside that, we have something else, which is a circumstance where people are in surroundings where there's economic inequality. Could be due to their demographic, their background. Yep. Their parents emigrated to the UK. They've not had the education support and school, the social structure inequality, the healthcare, the job opportunities, the socio-economic background, and the support from the people that they ought to have got support from. So they're born into, let's say, and I'm going to be generalizing here based on the majority low income family. Parents have got 2 or 3 jobs just to make sure that they've got enough heating and eating to keep everything going. Nobody in their family's ever gone into higher education, gone to university, or has a degree or any form of formal qualification. And then they turn 18 and they are let out to the open world. Yeah, and that's... And it's not their fault, clearly not their fault.
It's not.
But they've got to go out there and then compete with everybody else who's had different opportunities.
Yeah.
Because nobody knows how difficult you've had it. They're just thinking, what's in it for me? How are you going to make it better for me?
Yes, but it's not your fault that you're in the position you're in if you're in that position, but it is your responsibility to change it.
As soon as you become aware of it, yeah.
And having knowledge is the first step.
Yeah, I think you've got the means and the ability, so you're physically able, mentally able, yeah?
Yeah. And, there should always be support for everyone out there.
Yeah.
And if you are in a position like that, reach out to people that you know are successful. Ask them ask questions. There will be support out there. You'll be surprised. And I've spoken to a number of multimillionaires, and as soon as you start asking them questions, not begging for money, asking them questions, asking them intelligent questions about how they've done it, where they've gone, what they've done, how you can emulate them. Not a single one has turned me down and said, I don't want to talk about this with you. You're not worth my time. Yeah. You start asking the right questions, or you start asking questions in general, and they're like, actually, I would love to help you out. Let's sit down, let's have a coffee. I'll take you out for coffee. Let's go and bring a notepad. And open books. And they will have those conversations with you.
Good.
You might not know any.
And some of them have the same shared journey.
Yeah.
So they're happy to help.
And that's a thing. So even if you've got no support around you at the moment, I promise you, reach out to find the groups on Facebook, find them on social media. The groups are out there with people in them that will support you. I promise you, they are there. And we're on this show supporting you.
Yeah. And then moving on from that,
psychological
factors.
Yep. And not everyone is mentally equipped to be wealthy. I'm sorry to say that, but if you can't manage £10, you're not going to manage £100. If you can't manage £100, £1,000 is out of the question. £10,000, £100,000, £1 million, £10 million.
And for those people, collectively as a state, we should support them.
Yes, I agree. Absolutely.
But there's enough other people out there who can do well.
Yes.
We can afford to support people who have some kind of a physical or mental challenge.
Yeah. Yeah, and
this in this country, to be fair, Kieron, I think we're really good at that.
I think overall we are, and but I do think that there are. I need to pick my words carefully here. Actually, no, I don't. There are two types of people. There are people who are genuinely in need and genuinely struggle, and there are people who jump on bandwagons, and they're capable. They're just lazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and if that offends someone, I apologise, but.
That's your observation, isn't it?
My observation is there are some people out there who genuinely cannot, for whatever reason, and they deserve all the help in the world.
100%, yeah.
And there are people who are just bone idle and can't be bothered.
I think everybody agrees that in any system there are some people who will abuse the system and take advantage.
Yeah.
And it's just for the system to create enough safety nets and filters.
Yes.
To determine who is
harder
and who isn't worthy.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's one of the things, and another thing that people get hung up on, and yes, I am completely glossing over behavioural, but I'm not a psychological expert. So whilst I understand it's a thing, and I will tell you, be positive, do the affirmations, grow yourself. I will leave it to the experts. And another thing that people will complain about is, I can't do that. It's fine for you. But I've got the high cost of livings in my area, and I'm working hand to mouth.
Yeah, housing, education, healthcare, bills.
There's more. There's more month at the end of the money.
Yeah,
that sort of thing. And I hope the first half of the show showed you that there are ways you can implement your existing skill set without implementing money. You just need to implement some time. And that will generate money. Because at the moment, what you're doing is, 9-to-5 jobs or PAYE jobs, you are trading time for money.
Yes.
That, at the bare bones of it.
Mm-hmm.
In some cases, when you become freelance, or when you start doing freelance work, or start tutoring, or start mentoring, then you're trading experience for money.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go up a level and you start businesses and entrepreneur. Now you're making money work for you, which is the goal.
Nice place to be, isn't it? Yeah,
it's a nice place to be.
But you got to work towards it.
But you can't do it straight away.
Yeah.
That takes time. So let's work out how we trade less time for more money, and you do that by upskilling, and by upskilling you trade more time for money rather than letting it cost you money to start doing these things. Then, because now you look back at the list we've just given you, you've educated yourself financially, so you now understand how to budget, how to live within your means. Yes, it's going to be a struggle. Yes, it's going to be tight. Yes, you understand where your limitations are, what help is out there, what help isn't out there, what your circle is like. All of that. So now you can start looking at whether or not you've got credit, bad credit, good credit, and there is good credit out there.
Mm-hmm.
Does exist. If it's something that's going to push you forwards, to help you, to elevate you.
Get the ticks in the box every month from Experian, Equifax, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Credit Karma, whoever it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna jump the gun here because you've got quite a few different ideas.
Yes,
I'm going to number 10, which is the last one. Lack of role models and mentors.
Yes, massive.
Which is big, isn't it?
The biggest change I made in my life was getting a mentor. And I have had three life-changing mentors in my life.
And it's going to shortcut your learning, isn't it?
Massively.
Yeah. And basically, they'll share with you what to do and what not to do. And
Yep.
their success leaves clues for you, right? And then they help, guide, motivate. When you're down, they share with you how they've been down and how to get up again.
Yeah.
And they share with you all the mistakes they've made so you can avoid most of them. I think some you have to make.
I think you do have to pay an entrance tax to some things, and you know that's just the way of the world. I mean, I've started businesses that have failed, that I've been involved in businesses that have failed, and it's cost me emotionally, it's cost me financially, but I've learned from it every time. And at the time, the first couple, I couldn't tell you what I'd learned at the time because I was in a bad place.
Yeah, that's right,
But I can look back now and go, actually, what I learned from this experience was.
And there's a lot of people out there who are happy to mentor for free.
Yeah, there are.
You just got to reach out to them, and they help and support you. Even if you're just doing some kind of a free or low cost networking event or business club every month.
Yeah.
There's people there who will happily share advice. And sometimes there's some big hitters there, Kieron. I'm telling you.
Oh, absolutely.
They're happy to share their knowledge because that's what they're there for. They see that as part of their purpose. Linked with that, I think a lot of people have a short-term focus.
Yes.
Nobody wants to be a 25-year overnight success.
Yeah.
It
doesn't happen.
Yeah.
No, short of...
You ain't going to run a marathon in 2 hours if you've never run before. Do you know?
No.
And people get that. I think they're leaving 5.5, 6, 7 hours, whatever. Yes. The same applies in business.
Yeah.
Go to the hard yards.
Do the hard miles.
Yeah.
Because there is... And this is the kind of overall... Why aren't more people wealthy? To answer the question, because they're not prepared to put in the hard miles.
Yeah.
Or because they don't know what hard miles to put in.
Yeah. But ignorance isn't bliss in this sense.
No.
Because today, in the old days, you had something called a library, foreign to most people under the age of 30.
Love a good library.
Okay. But now, you've got so much online content. It's up to you if you want to consume crap or you want to consume really useful stuff. You have that choice.
Yeah.
Now, the crap stuff might be
entertaining.
Okay, funny, enjoyable, whatever. And the other stuff might feel a little bit mundane and boring and slow to start off with.
Yeah.
Okay? Because as I've shared with you before, a best friend of mine took me for lunch at Lincoln's Inn. Okay, and he said there's no such thing as uninteresting topics. All there is uninterested people.
Yes.
So everything interesting is people you've got to be interested in it. Okay, so once you're interested in that, that works. But linked with that, of course, I think a very important one that you've got here, it's cultural and societal expectations, because they're different for different cultures. And obviously here we have a very broad range of people who are listeners, viewers, who tune in. And we have different expectations. So within the Asian community, the era I'm from, most, if not all, parents wanted you to become a doctor. If not, an accountant or a lawyer or a dentist.
You're such a good boy.
That was the expectation, okay? But if you couldn't become a doctor, you were disappointing, and then you become one of the other three and you just get by life, okay? It's changed now. But there's a huge weight of expectation on you.
Yes. And so in other cultures there is almost weird ritual type ways of doing things that work within that. Like, for example, in I know a large Jewish culture is that when someone says they're going to start a business, all the other surrounding businesses help.
Yes.
And it's not something that's generally discussed. It just happens.
Yes.
And
that's
that's
the Asian community to some extent.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Because it means you've got support there in that network. But in some of the more fragmented cultures, some of the more
it's more
less agnostic, more individualistic.
Yeah,
it's more about the me and the I, and less about the community.
Yeah.
And if you live in an area where, do you speak to your next door neighbour? Do you know your next door neighbour? Are you friends with your next door neighbour?
Yeah.
Do you nod to them on your way out in the morning and that's it? Well, all of these
wave
things,
your eyebrows.
Yeah.
People don't do that enough nowadays.
No,
It used to happen all the time.
Yeah.
And but
makes
that
a
is
huge difference.
That's a huge factor, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's bigger than people give it credit for.
Yeah.
And once you start, and I think one of the things with it, once you start understanding these things, once you start looking into them, doing your due diligence, learning, and that's the biggest takeaway from all of this.
That's like wanting to run a marathon and running every single day to build up your stamina.
Learn.
Okay, it's the same as wanting to be healthy or fit or lose weight and going to the gym every single day, for example, or how often you go every single week, okay, and doing that time, eating healthy. It's hard work. It's not enjoyable.
It's not easy.
You know, and that's why we have these problems. But if you want to do it, you can do it. And you know what? You can have anything in life, Kieron, and we talked about it before. But I don't know you're willing to pay the price.
Yep. Pain or gain.
Yeah, simple as that. But you pay today, you get more tomorrow. If you don't pay today, tomorrow gets worse.
Yep.
As
Pick
clear,
your heart.
As clear as day follows night.
Think things can be simple, but they're not easy. Everything you do in life is hard.
Choose which hard.
Choose which hard you want.
On that note, I think we've shared enough, and we never get through all the ideas, but I think we've shared enough with people here to get them off the ground for those who are looking for a different opportunity, and also to share with them how they can go and learn. And then if right now, just learn. If you've got a full-time job that you don't enjoy, or you feel it's not for you,
just start learning something.
Learn stuff for now, and then slowly start implementing it, and action leads to results. On that note, always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure.
See you next week, same place, same time. Until then, take good care of yourselves. Assalamu alaikum.
You're listening to Salam Radio, and it's now time for Asr Azan. This Azan is